At this point, everybody knows that maths not really have the best pass rate. Not in Jamaica, but not even in the entire Caribbean. The grades are horrible right across the board. Alright, so welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. So basically, in today's video, we're going to be talking about some things that you need to know about the CSEC Mathematics exam. So if you're going to be doing CSEC Maths this year, then just keep on watching and don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Okay, so basically we're going to start with things that you should know about the CSEC Mathematics exam. So the very first thing that you should know regarding your CSEC Mathematics exam is the exact date. So once you know that you have that exam to do, please go up on the website and look at the CXC timetable. Do not wait until the school give you your personal timetable. You can go and check, because the dates them for the exam them pre-planned, put on the website way long time, right? So even from last year you could have seen the date for the exam them this year. You understand what I mean? So just ensure say you know the exact date. Don't just tell yourselves, oh, me know the exam on May. Please know if it's May 15 or it's May 25. So you need to ensure say you go on that timetable on them website, look on it, go through the list, and not even just for CSEC Maths, for all the subjects that you do, go through it and write up your own timetable, right? This kind of does help if you get like a better idea of exactly when you're going to sit the exam, because you don't want to wait until last minute, then you're going to say, wait there, we never need to know it's your early May the maths exam, but the things you probably mountain, and you understand what I mean? So you knowing say the CSEC Mathematics exam is X time, you can like literally it's March, so you can put in your brain mentally say, listen, we have like maybe only 1 month left to study and then I hit that. So you need to know the exact date for your CSEC Mathematics exam so that you can start preparing early, right? That's very important. So go up on the website and mark the date on your calendar. So listen, this is the day when is the paper 2, this is the day when is the paper 1. So you need to go up on it and mark it as soon as possible. Do not wait until the school gives it, because guess what, the school is going to give you your personal timetable. You get your own personal timetable with the dates and everything for all your exams that we are going to do. But just to have a mental idea in your head from early, go ahead and go on the cxc.org website and go and look for it. Scroll and say, oh, my paper 2 are this day, my paper 1 are this day. And if you're doing the paper 3, you need to look to and say, oh, this day is going to be the paper 3 exam, right? So now basically another thing that you need to know about your CSEC Mathematics exam is the format. So basically you need to know what exam exactly you're going to sit. Now you have a paper 1, you have a paper 2, and you also have a paper 3. So not everybody is going to be sitting at paper 3 exams. Paper 3, the paper 3 math exam is literally only for persons who did not do SBAs. You understand what I mean? As in people who opted to do the paper 3. And when I say persons who did not do the SBA, I mean as in when you sign up with the institution or with the school, you did make them know so you're going to sit the paper 3. You don't need another SBA. I'm not talking about the people them who sign up for the SBA route and you choose not to do the SBA. If you choose not to do the SBA, then dog them and suffer, because they're not really for them business that. But once you did sign up, so listen, you're going to do the paper 3, then you're supposed to do the paper 3. If you went in the SBA route, whether it was a poor SBA, 0 for the SBA, no matter, you still have a paper 3 grade. So if you did nothing, your SBA grade is 0. And I don't think you're eligible for the paper 3 again, because you already chose to do the SBA. You submit the SBA and the SBA did 0 and come to nothing. Or if you get a low grade for it, then that is your paper 3 grade, the SBA. So you can either choose to do the paper 3 or you can just do the SBA. Now, most people usually opt to do the SBA because we know that the SBA is worth 20 marks. So basically 20%, right? So 20% of your final grade. So tell me now, do you want to risk it? Because on the paper 3 exam, it's literally a test. You understand what I mean? And at this point, everybody knows that maths not really have the best pass rate. Not in Jamaica, but not even in the entire Caribbean. The grades are horrible right across the board. Right? You only have that few where really come up in a maths like that, right? So you have to ask yourself, are you willing to risk? I'm not talking about people who don't have no other option. If you don't have any other option and you have to sit the paper 3, then good luck. But I'm talking about those who have the option to do an SBA and choose not to. Or I don't know what, but basically, if you feel very confident in your math abilities, go ahead and do that paper 3. If you know, say, you're not ready for maths from a long time, go do the 20% SBA. And upon the SBA is basically a project. You pick your type, your topic, and you work with a group. Now, the truth is that not all the time you will get good group members. And listen to me, getting good group members or choosing good group members can literally make or break your grade. Me have my own experience with that before in the past with how with my maths SBA grade. Me have that experience, so be very careful about the groups them that you're in for your SBA, because it can really mash up your grade. You see, if you're in a group of people who just don't want to do anything and you drag the entire SBA by yourself, hell can break loose. And sometimes you're probably mistakes or errors in it, but guess what? Because you too busy to do everything, I carry out the entire thing, I write up the entire thing, and then when them come, they just want to put their name on it, or them just want to come put one little section, then just want to come write in a little section of the SBA and feel like them deserve the grade when you pull everything, right? So that's not fair. But me just say, the group that you choose or the group you end up in can make or break your SBA grade. We know that personally from experience. No, basically, yeah, so if you're very confident in your math skills, go ahead and do the paper 3. If you're knowing already, go do the SBA. Go do the SBA and just try and do what you can. That is just my advice regarding that. Now, so now it's very important that you, for those who choose to do the SBA, it's very important that you finish the SBA, right? So don't just submit something, just don't just do that. Try to put some effort into the SBA, knowing that it is 20% of your final grade. So it's 20% of exam when you sit yet. You understand what I mean? So it means that your other 80% is going to come from the written exams that you do, which will be the paper 1 and the paper 2. Now, for those who have to do the SBA, just ensure that you do it properly. So for those who have to do the SBA, ensure you do it properly. Ensure say you aim to get at least a 17 out of the 20. That would be a good range. 17, 18, 19, 20 is a good SBA grade to go in there with. If you end up go on the lower side, if you get like 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, go down that section, then that's not a good SBA grade. But if you try to get 17, 18, 19, 20, and 20, 18 to 20 is preferable, but 17 to 20, you still go on with it. So you can just try and get a good SBA grade. And say before you sit the exam, you have that grade put on already for you. Right? So it's very, very important that you submit a good SBA. Okay, so now we're going to be talking about the 3 different papers, right? So we said before that everybody is going to be doing the paper 3. We know that, we established that. Now let's just break down how each exam will go basically. So you have a paper 1, you have a paper 2, and you have a paper 3. We talked about the fact that paper 3 is not for everybody. It's only for people who did not do an SBA, right? So basically, with the paper 3 exam, it is going to be 2 questions, right? Obviously 2 questions with multiple parts. It is 100% written, no MCQ, everything you have to work out. And this paper 3 is basically, it resembles the paper 2, right? So you have to go work out and go down in all of the maths and all that stuff. But it's 2 questions, it's 1 hour, and obviously multiple parts to it, right? The questions are very similar to questions that you would find on the paper 2. Just keep that in mind. So we say 1 hour for the paper 3. Now for our paper 1, we know that our paper 1 is going to be 60 multiple choice. So this one is 100% multiple choice, and you can pick your options, and you're going to be shading on a bubble sheet, right? You're going to be shading on a bubble sheet, and a machine is actually going to be marking this paper 1. So you have to be very, very careful about how you shade in that exam, and ensure that you have pressed down on the pencil, ensure it's a H2B pencil, ensure that you shade it so that it mark it properly. You don't want it to be a case where you just you're not even a shade properly, and then when the machine get it, you think CSEC have time to go manually mark over nothing. No. So you have to press down on the pencil and shade it and mark the something properly and choose the options very, very properly. So that is going to be MCQ for the paper 1, and you're going to be getting I think it's 1 hour and 30 minutes for that paper 1 exam. So you have sufficient time in order to do that mathematics paper 1 exam. And basically the questions that you can find, even though, just note this, even though it's a paper 1, even though it's MCQ, you still have to work out things, because you have to still work out things, because at the end of the day it's still a maths exam, right? The only good thing about the paper 1 is that if you don't know, you can probably any mini many more, and probably you might end up with the right answer, you might not, or you might not, right? So that's the only difference with paper 1 and paper 2. Paper 1, even if you know the answer, you might get any mini many more and end up on the right thing. Or even, everybody know this, that sometimes you go in an exam, when you work out it, when you work out it, for example, the answer is 9, and let's just say your answer, for example, the correct answer is 9, so the options are 9, 20, 30, 40, and you work it out and you get 7, but you say, okay, 9 are the closest thing to 7, so maybe go with that, right? So for example, things like that can happen at the exam, and you can say, oh well, that is the closest thing to my answer, so I'm gonna choose it. But basically, even though it's a paper 1, even though it's MCQ, you still have to work out things. And basically some little simple maths, things like that. You understand what I mean? So you're not gonna be too much. My recommendation is watching paper 1 past papers on YouTube, because the question them will repeat at least a good amount of them, and the rest, like, and even when you watch them, even if those exact questions do not come back, you might see a question that very, very similar, like them literally just change out the numbers them. So if you can watch the past papers and see how they work it out, and you go on the paper 1 and you see things, say, oh, but me know if I work this out, it might not be the same question or the same answer is there, but you know the format, you know, for, oh, me just bam 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 change the denominator and and then me get my answer. That's it, right? But yes, so that would be the paper 1 maths exam, 1 hour and 30 minutes, 60 multiple choice, and questions do repeat on the paper 1 sometimes. So now let's talk about the paper 2. So now this paper 2 maths exam is, honestly, it is a monster. I'm not even a hide and talk, it is a monster. Like, having gone through it and sat the exam myself, I'm tell you, I'm sweating at the exam. Me sweat, like, that was the only exam I'm sweating at. Me just did, we can't explain it, right? Me did under pressure, let's just say that me did just under pressure in that CSEC maths exam. So my advice about the CSEC mathematics paper 2, do not underestimate it. Do not underestimate it. If you know you're not strong in a maths, if you know you're not bad in a maths, if you don't know, say, if you never get A all your high school life and you're going to do the CSEC maths, please do not underestimate it and prepare properly. Prepare properly, because that exam can give you a heart attack. Like, at one point in the exam, the way I panic and the way my head we just get so flustered, because I said, no man, is that the question I'm not done. And you ever work the question and they come next year, you realize you do something and you have to go back. Like, that was the situation with me that having that exam, but it need more time. But basically, this paper 2 exam is, I think it's 10 questions, and it's 2 hours and 40 minutes, almost 3 hours they might give you for this exam. Do not underestimate it. Why they might give 2 hours and 40 minutes to do this exam? There's a reason. That's almost 3 hours you're gonna sit down and run some maths. You understand what I mean? So don't underestimate it. There's a reason why they might give you almost 3 hours to do the paper. They know what they put on the paper. So my advice, practice. Or look on the past papers them, time yourself, and if you realize you time yourself when you do an old past paper, I realize you could answer everything, then you're not a problem, right? But my advice, and this advice is not for people who are smart in a math, like for the people who are bad in a maths, you can excuse from this part of the video. I talk about the average person who does a try, and as an just a try, and I'm trying to do the maths, I'm try to do a thing. When you're going to that maths paper 2 exam, work out what you can work out. That is my advice. I not talk about the bright one and we can work out everything. I talk about those who average and that's a try to do something. if you're going at that paper and you have 10 questions in there, and if you realize you can answer 5 properly, you answer the 5 properly, and then come back to the one that we don't know not about at the end, right? Do not spend the entire test on the 5 questions that we don't know not about, and you're going to ramble and you're going to do some rubbish on the paper. Answer the one them where you know first, because you not get marks where you never write on the paper. So you don't want to waste the entire test on the question them when even if you're not sure if it work, you write pure rubbish, and then at the time up and the one them you could answer on the back, you never answer them. So please start with going and get the paper, map it out, answer listen. Me know if you answer them one, yeah. So if I run a back, me I go start and come back, then so be it. And also be very careful when you answer those questions. So for example, if you not get the paper, you start at the back, remember see you have the front, and don't just feel like, oh, me done. And then near the exam, near the time, if you don't, you say, wait, let me never answer around here. So answer the ones them that you know, because you only get marks for what you write on the paper. So don't come out to the exam and say, listen, me spend all my time on a question there, I mean, don't rest of them, I'm never get to do them. Start with what you know, right? Where you know, when you don't know, you're going to write rubbish when you're near for done. Right? So these are for people who are not bad for math. This is for the average person. Write what you do know on the exam. Work out what you do know on the paper 2 exam. So if you realize you know if you work the matrix and you know if you do the angle of depression and whatever, go do them the first. And you see when you come on and them start asking about some things you don't know about, you will have find that little bit. Answer what you do know and make sure to them the correct way you work out, because you don't get marks what you don't write on the paper. So if you finish right where you know up on the paper, you come back to the one them and you start brainstorm and say, wait, alright, remember how this go. Or if you can't, just write some rubbish. Just my rule in every exam, or if you don't know write rubbish on the paper, it must give you 1 mark or something. Right? And even if you don't remember the exact thing, if you can only remember the formula, and in fact in the front you have the formula sheet. We know sometimes the formula sheet help you do nothing, but you get the point. So answer what you can answer, and then you come back, and sometimes you running them the question and answering them there, it can give you the motivation, and it can spark something in your brain, and your brain can say, wait, this question can make something me doing that might can work around. Yeah, so you know what I mean? So you have to try and think like that. But keep in mind, you only get marks where you write on the paper, and that paper too is worth 50% of your final grade. So don't go in there and leave the paper blank. If you leave that paper blank, in that exam, I don't know what to tell you say, because at 50%, half of your final grade just dash away if you don't do not top on the paper. So write, run numbers, use a calculator, and do what you can on the paper 2. And as we talk about calculator, on the paper 1, calculators are not allowed. So everything we do on the paper 1, you have to work out by yourself. And they probably ask that like a decimal, like something like that, like a addition with different denominators, stuff like that. You must can do to your brain without no calculator. But yes, that's just my advice and all of that. And let me just go through the different sections in the CSEC Mathematics syllabus. So when you're preparing, just ensure that you have gone through all of these sections. If you miss a section, you're not a problem, because CXC now miss none of them question here. So I'm going to take a question from each section to ensure so you know everything. Ensure so you go over each section of the syllabus. So let me start with this. So there's 10 sections: computing, number theory, consumer arithmetic, sets, ensure you know sets, measurement, statistics, algebra, relations, functions and graphs, geometry and trigonometry. For me in a grade 9, them I do trigonometry. If I mess up anything else, I'm not gonna mess up the trigonometry. Yeah. And then vectors and matrices. And I think vectors and matrices, when I do CSEC Math, was the last topic my teacher did cover it, because obviously it did the way down in the syllabus. So that's what was the last thing. So me I beg you, CXC now miss nothing from it. You see this list of just call out, CXC not going to miss a section. So ensure so when you prepare, you see them 10 year just call out, ensure so you go through the 10 of them. Because CXC is not going to miss sets. Them now miss vectors, where your vectors and matrices are compound that, so you cannot get away from it. So go on YouTube, use your notes, go to your maths teacher, do what you need to do in order to pass your CSEC Mathematics exam. But basically, this is just what you should know about your CSEC Mathematics exam. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you have any questions, go ahead and comment it down below.